Hey everyone, welcome back to another Kevin's Kreations here on Geektopia Island. I'm Kevin.
I'm Cardwell.
And we're back today to showcase a brand new deck from the brand new set of the Game of Gods. And it's another, it's kind of a weird deck that I think is going to be, it has a lot of viability, but I'm not sure what it's going to do exactly yet. It does a lot of like stone trigger stuff, so we're going to go through it all. And it's going to be a pretty weird deck, but it is with our girl Nyarlathotep, and I'm pretty excited for it. The deck is called Mrs. Game & Watch because that's the one we're using, the game one that likes to sit and watch the games and how it unfolds.
Yep.
But before we get into it, guys, remind you that we do have a Patreon. The link is down below. It takes just $1 to give us some love and support. We greatly appreciate it. And in our Patreon, you get access to all of our videos early. You'll get access to our Discord and all the other fun perks that we have in there.
And just a reminder as well is that we do actually have a deck builder app for Force of Will called FOW Grimoire. It is on Apple and Android, and you can there's no purchase on the first 2 decks, so you can go ahead and make whatever you can, send out the list, do all the fun stuff. Let us know what you can build, and while we're brewing, we like to see you brew as well.
With that, guys, let's delve into the deck. So, we're first up playing Nyarlathotep, the Game Master. It is the starter deck Nyarlathotep. So she does all the same things as the other ones with the tails. You cannot have villains, order trigger, and then force command chaos.
Yeah. All the front ones are pretty simple.
But her backside, the only thing that really changes on this one, other than making him a J ruler and all that fun stuff, is that the ordered card gets +X/+X, where X is the number of magic stones you control. So this is much more of a tempo kind of deck, / you're going to take your time to get there with Nyarlathotep. You're not trying to just one turn kill them.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen in this deck. I mean, it has big dudes really quickly, but you're not trying to kill them on turn 1 or turn 2. That's just not what you're doing.
The first Resonator we have is Dark Magic of Mahat. It's the 1 darkness 4/4. It has Bane. Enter. Target Resonator. J Resonator gains -4/-4 until end of turn. Revolution. Of course, it gets the text, and then enter. Your opponent banishes 2 Resonators. If they don't, your opponent discards a card for each Resonator they cannot banish. Super powerful card. Just in general.
Yeah.
Speaking of tempo, this is a perfect tempo card.
Yeah, so this is like the bread and butter card of the deck. Honestly, you're going to want to get to this. Like, if you don't have one in your opening hand, you probably want to mulligan until you do, because you really want to try to drop this on turn 1, because more often than not, they're not going to have a Resonator. If they're playing any of the new rulers, they're probably not.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, cool, discard 2 cards. And if they do play a Resonator, they may order it, so then they don't have a Resonator.
Yeah,
so it works out.
Discarding 2 cards is very strong.
Yeah. Next up, we have Witch with a Pointy Hat. It is 1 green, 4/4, quick cast, enter, prevent all damage that would be dealt to by target entity this turn. And then seal 4, cancel target activate or automatic ability of your opponent controls. So we're going to get to seal pretty quickly with this deck, and actually, so it's kind of wild. So it helps you get there quickly, and you have a way to make things stop working.
Yeah, which is very, very annoying.
Yeah.
Another one is the Witch of the Fallen Kingdom. It is a 4/4 for 1 darkness. Quick cast, your opponent cannot search their deck. Seal 5, enter, you may reveal a witch from your own outside the game and put it in the field. Simple as that.
Yep. Next, we got our boy Tsuya. He's back. The dude's still good. I mean, he's still a card.
Yeah.
He's just not as strong as he used to be. But Tsuya, Curse Spawn of the Stars / Curse of Ragnarok. His top side is a 1 mana 4/4. Enter. Target player banishes a non-magic stone, non-Geryon entity, and then he gets counters equal to its cost.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of funny because if you have a dude that's huge on Odin's side, then he just gets to be super big.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. You can pay a black blast to play any cards called Curse of Ragnarok in the graveyard. And then Curse of Ragnarok is Remnant, 2-drop. Look at your opponent's hand, choose a card, and they discard it.
Yep, simple as that. So it can cost 1. So if it dies, then you have a way to also mess with their hand, which is very awesome.
Oh, you remove it from the game, so it's even better. But yeah, that card is seriously, it's super good.
Still good. Next one is Fairy of Trickery. It is 2 blue, 6/7, has quick cast and flying. You may pay blue less to play this card if you control a J ruler. Enter, rest target J Resonator. It doesn't recover during its controller's next recovery phase. When this card is destroyed, do it again. It doesn't need to be revolutionized or anything, and this card's super extremely strong.
Yeah, remember I talked about tempo? That's what this card's for. Because you're just like, hey, that dude that you want to attack with? No. And then I'm going to throw this in the way and that other dude can't.
Can't do it. And if you saw any of our brawls recently with this deck, it's so annoying.
Fairy Trickery is an annoying little thing.
Yeah.
Next up is Malua Mage of Ma'at. He is 2 red for a 7/7 tails quick cast. When this card is destroyed, it deals damage equal to its attack to your opponent. Revolution, enter, choose, discard your hand. This card deals 1,000 damage. Multiply the number of cards you discarded this way to each J Resonator, then you draw 4 cards. So you literally have a chance to do 4,000 damage to everything if you have 4 cards.
Yep.
Or whatever you have. And then you're like, cool, that all that stuff takes damage, and then I draw 4. So you don't really lose any value. You just change your cards in your hand.
Yeah. Or discard 1 and draw 4.
Yeah.
Which is
still
enough.
pretty good.
Yeah. Next one. Guardian Dragon of the Kingdom is 1 green and 1. It's a 3/3 flying. This card gains +2/+2 for each magic stone you control. Enter. Put the top Guardian Magic Stone in the field, and it costs 2. And this card's really good.
Yeah.
It's just good.
And now you have a way to make it uncounterable by ordering it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't get extra abilities, but you still be like, don't cancel this. Thanks.
And it still gets +X. Well, for her, right?
Yeah, and then it gets even bigger if it's that way because it's bigger with him and bigger with her.
Yep.
Kind of disgusting.
Very good.
Our boy Garrion, because, you know, he's still good. Garrion is 2 green, 2 black, and 1 for 15/15. Swiftness, Precision, Flyer. Your opponent cannot play spells the total cost 1 or less. And pay a green, remove this card from your hand, cancel target spell 1 or less. Pay a black, remove this card from your hand, destroy target Resonator 1 or less.
Yep.
If this guy lands as a 5-drop, most of the order decks are dead. I'm telling you that
Yeah,
right now.
just straight up.
In general, this dude destroys order decks pretty hard. Because they're like, a lot of their cards are 1-drops that are really powerful that need like, because the whole order mechanic, you're supposed to do it like once per turn or whatever with like being able to flip back and forth. So most of those spells cost a little bit already. They're very cost low.
And most of the kill cards are 1 drops.
So Gary's
now,
like, no,
don't care.
I don't want to, no.
And the next one, of course, is Ultra Magic Stone Golem. It is 8 and 1. It's a 20/20 with Precision Pierce. You may pay 2 less to play this card for each card, each different name. Sorry, among all magic stones you control. Enter. Destroy all J Resonators your opponent's control with attack less than attack of this card, which will happen because this guy's a beast.
Yeah, again, you can make this dude uncounterable if you play him as an order, which is kind of gross. And your dragon gets to put free stones out, so it helps you get there quicker. And then we have a couple other cards that put more stones out or that do stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
The first one we're going to talk about is Yggdrasil, top tourist destination. It is a 1-drop green addition that enters and draws you a card. That's all it really does. However, it does count as a chant when it's being played, and it counts as a magic stone in counting magic stones for things. So like Nyarlathotep's ability and that magic stone golem, they cost less because this is a different name magic stone.
Yep.
And he checks, this addition checks for resonators, but we don't have anything that does that. But it's just there to help you have another magic stone with a different name.
To trigger all the fun things.
Yes.
One of the MVPs of this whole set, I feel like, Rebirth of the Flaming Disaster, is 1 red chant. Quick cast, destroy target J ruler you control, put a 4/4 Fire Cthulhu Resonator token with Swiftness in the field. And of course you're going to have Chaos Resonance, put X 4/4 Fire Cthulhu Resonator tokens with Swiftness on the field where X is the number of magic stones you control. This card's just good. It's just insanely the best.
Yeah, we all kind of thought this card wasn't as good as it should have been. When we first saw it, we were like, card's okay. And then like we played it, and this card is actually kind of bonkers.
Just like kill a person on turn 2, possibly.
Because you're like, hey, you're gonna kill my 1 dude. I'm gonna turn my 1 dude into at least 3.
Yeah.
Or 5 if you have the way to make all the stones. It's kind of nuts.
Extremely.
Next is Phantasmal Scarlet. It is 1 black. Destroy target J Resonator loses all abilities until the end of turn. Then destroy it. Force Resonance Chaos. It gains Quick Cast, and you may banish a Darkness Magic Stone rather than pay this card's cost. This card is insane for 1 black because it's also 1 black or free, but it does have to banish a Darkness Magic Stone, which I did realize, and that's kind of sad, but it is what it is. You got to have some sort of balance.
Yeah.
And regardless, it's still 1 mana, kill a dude.
Also, we have Absorbing Knowledge. It's 1 green quick cast, destroy target J ruler you control, draw 2 cards. Still 1 mana, kill a dude. Your own dude, but that's okay because you get to draw 2.
Yeah, and you've already used your Dark Mage, so you get free value out of it by just being like, draw cards. Thanks.
Yeah.
Magic Stone Dance of Chaos. It is 1 red for put the top 3 cards of your Magic Stone deck into the field rested. They gain at the end of turn. They go back to the bottom. Force Resonance Chaos. Then you may banish any number of Magic Stones. Destroy all J Resonators of total cost equal to the number of Magic Stones banished this way. This card is a lot better than I gave it credit for. Again, there's a lot of cards that showed me that. But this card is insane in this deck just because you're like 1 red, put 3 stones into play. Everything, and if you hit 3 different stones, everything it costs less, like the big stone giant. Homeboy's already 6 less.
Yeah.
Then it only costs 3, and if you have 1 more stone just already,
then you're good.
He's 1 black mana.
Yeah.
And it just gives you free value on getting things out quicker. and it makes Nyarlathotep's, like her ordered card, just bigger because you get more stones out in play. And finally, you have the ability to clear the board. Like if they have like all 1-drops, you're like, cool, get rid of all your 1-drops.
And it's just a simple little sacrifice. Next one is number 13, AntiMagic. It's a green and a white. Quick cast, cancel target spell. Seal 4, you may pay 1 white. And of course, Seal 7, you may pay 1 green less. Counter spells are counter spells, and we all hate them.
Yeah, but they're really good.
But
they're there
good.
for a reason.
Yeah, because you just sometimes need to stop their stuff.
Magic Stone Research Institute. It is 1 green, 1 black. For an addition, enter banish a Magic Stone to put the top card of your Magic Stone deck into the field. And then J Resonators you control get +2/+2 for each different name among all Magic Stones you control. And then rest or recover J rule you control, remove all cards in your opponent's graveyard. That one's okay, it's there, but this is mostly there to make all your little dudes bigger. Because you're going to play like the witches and whatnot, and they're not big in general. So this just is like, hey, all my dudes get big.
Yeah.
And then it with whatever you have ordered, it doubles that card.
Exactly. So even with the 2-drop dragon, you could triple that damage and maybe kill them pretty quick. Next one is, of course, Dagra Magra. It is a black, red, and a white. Quick cast. This card deals X damage to the target player or J Resonator. You gain X life, where X is the random determined number between 1 and 20. The combined total Magic Stones you control and Magic Stones in your graveyard is 20 or more. X is 20 instead. And then, of course, Force Resonance Chaos. You may banish 2 Magic Stones rather than play this card.
Yeah. If you have 10 stones total, this thing gets to deal 20 damage, which is super nice.
Yeah, just in general, and you gain 20 life, and it's just a buffer that they might not be able to come back from.
And you're either going to sacrifice stones or get them in play easier. So, and then don't forget that Yggdrasil still counts as one of them towards that. So you're like, hey, cool. And then finally, we have Arena Expansion Riley. It is the arena edition for Nyarlathotep. It is a red, black, and white. Eternal enter, shuffle any number of Magic Stones from your graveyard that were removed into your area. Draw a card, and then treat Fire Magic Stones as Light and Darkness Stones. And then Force Resonance Chaos is you may banish a Magic Stone rather than pay this card's cost. So this helps you just have if you have Fire Magic Stones, it helps them turn into filter cards. And it also gives you a way back into getting all your stones back if you've been crazy getting rid of them.
If you just dump everything else in there, so that's pretty good.
The Magic Stones, we have quite a few of them because we need a lot of different names, and like some of them are the same because they're really good and we have to right now, which is Magic Stone of the 6th Stage because that card's just insane.
Yep.
Ragnarok's Fiery Stone as a one-of. Magic Stone of Knowledge, which is add a green and add any color.
Super good.
And we're playing Seal, so we're going to have it quickly. Fire Magic Stones, and then Epic Stone of the Blood because you're going to be killing your own stuff, so you may as well get revenge triggers. And then Darkness Magic Stones. So pretty much if you have the expansion in play, every stone can add a black, which is super nice. So it allows you to play stuff easier. And then we don't really have a sideboard, but we do have honorable mentions that you definitely can use. 2 of those being one more of each of the witches, which we've already gone over, but they're good, and you need them in the board.
Yeah, Fallen Kingdom gets another witch, so you might as well.
And they still trigger the same way, so if you play your first one from your hand, you Fallen Kingdom, you go get the sideboard Fallen Kingdom one, and then you go get the green witch.
Yeah.
Because then they have to kill 3 things instead of 2. And it gives you a better chance to make sure one of your Fallen Kingdom witches stays in play. Because they're going to be like, cool, kill one. And you're like, hey, cool, still don't search your deck. Thanks.
Yep, thanks. Enjoy.
The next guy we have is Phantasmal Ascendant. He has 1 red for a 4/4 quick cast. Enter. Put the top card of your Magic Stone deck into the field. At the end of turn, it goes to the bottom. It does not come to play Rusted, so that is nice.
Yep.
And then Revolution on this dude is banish a Magic Stone, target J Resonator loses all abilities, and then it deals 1,000 to it. So it's another way to deal damage to a thing / remove abilities. I didn't really see it being necessary in the main deck because we have a lot of other kill spells.
Yeah.
But if you need a reason to remove abilities, you can.
And then, of course, the next was Lumia, Princess of Rebirth / Wings of the Light and Darkness. So, of course, with this Resonator, it's a 1-drop 2/5. Quick cast, enter. You may gain life equal to the amount of life you lost this way. And that can be any form this turn. And then, of course, chant, remove target Resonator with total cost 2 or less from the game. This card was awakened, put it in the field, and then you gain all that life and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a way to help prevent burst decks, for sure.
Yeah, again, this is one of those cards that was good last meta, and it's still going to be good this meta because there's a lot of bursty damage right now. So if you're playing against Nyarlathotep, you bring this in because you're like, oh, you did a lot of damage, I'm going to gain all that back.
Yeah, and then, of course, with the Darkness, you just like kill a 2-drop or less. Well, everything is pretty much that powerful.
Yeah, yeah. And then finally, we have Demon Beast of Hellfire. It is a red and a black for a 6/6 with Precision, Swiftness, and Bane. And its revolution is an enter. Your opponent banishes a non-magic stone, non-general entity. Repeat this process until the combined total of cards banished this way is equal to or greater than the magic stones you have.
This card's good.
So you're like, hey, cool. If you have tokens, you get rid of all of them.
Yep.
And if you have anything else that I need gone, it just kills it. You're just like, hey, cool, kill it. This card's pretty good for what it does. It's not like crazy, so don't think it's insane, because it's honestly not, but it's still really good.
Yeah.
And with Nyarlathotep, it's pretty strong because you can make it just stronger. You're like, hey, cool, stack up to 4 things, and then
I swing into your J Ruler.
Yeah.
Because that's what it has, precision and Bane.
Yeah.
So it just kills off their J Ruler and then done.
Yeah, card's insanely good. With that, guys, the deck list will be down below. Go check it out. Leave us a like down below and let us know what you think about it, and we'll see y'all again next time.
Goodbye.
Later. Make sure you hit that like button, guys, and subscribe to our channel. It would greatly appreciate it. Also, make sure you hit that bell to stay up to date on any of the notifications for our channel. And lastly, make sure you give us all the comments down below, and we'll make sure we get them.
And just to remind you that we do have a Patreon. It only takes $1 to subscribe. But for those Mythic and above Patrons, we like to give you a super thanks, and that would be Ryan and Magic Dragon Games. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
We love you.